You are welcome to CMO Online Mathematics class. Today we are going to look at an interesting topic called word problem leading to linear inequality. So we are going to take an example on this topic. First and foremost, I want you to understand word problem. We are given a question on word problem. You have to understand the problem before you put it into an equation. You can see that we have an example on the board which says 1/5 of the number added to 2/3 of the same number is greater than 26. Find the range of value of the number. First thing we are going to do, we don't know what the number is. So we are going to use any alphabet of our choice from A to Z to represent the number. So let's go. I'm going to write my solution. Question says I'm going to say find the range of value of the number. So I want to say let x represent the number. As I'm using x to represent the number, you can as well use A, you can as well use B. So you can use any alphabet of your choice from A to Z to represent your number. So I'm using x to represent my number. So the next thing I'm going to look at now, go back to the question. The question says 1/5 of a number. So 1/5 is what? 1 all over what? 5. 1/5 of a number. That number is what I've assumed to be x. So I'm going to put my word x here. That is the 1/5 of a number. Added is plus sign. Added to 2/3, 2 all over 3 of the same number. The same number is the number we use for 1/5, and which is what? X. So I'm going to write my x here. Then go back to the question. It said is greater than 26. Put your greater than sign than 26. So now if you look at this now, this equation here is the same thing as this word problem. That's why I said earlier that when you are solving any question on word problem, you have to understand the problem first before you put it into an equation. So now you can see now that we have put this equation, this problem into an equation. So the next thing for us to do is to solve further. So now the next one I'm going to do now, I'm going to look for my LCM. LCM is what? 15. So I'll bring down my LCM. LCM of 5 and 3 will give us 15. Bring down your LCM. Use it to divide your denominator. So 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. 3 times 1x will give us what? 3x. Plus 15 divided by 3 will give us what? 5. 5 times 2x will give us what? 10x. Is greater than 26. When you have done this now, we are going to add up because they are of the same coefficients. So I'm going to say 3x plus 10x will give us what? 13x. All over my LCM is greater than 26. When you get to this stage, the next thing you have to do is to do what? Cross multiply. Because we are looking for the value of what? X. So I'm going to write cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, it means this denominator, whatever I have is multiplying this. Now there's no number under 26. So we are going to bring down our 13x, which is what? 13x is greater than 15 bracket 26. So we have this as 13x is greater than 15 times 26 to give us 390. When you get to this stage, the next thing you have to do is to divide both sides by 13 so that we can get the value for x. I'm going to say divide both sides by 13. So I have what? 13x all over 13 is greater than 390 all over 13. Then you cancel. 13 will cancel 13. 13 here 1. 13 into 390 will give us what? 30. So we have this as x is greater than 30. So now go back to the question. The question says we should find the range of the number. So for us to get the range, I'm going to write therefore the range of the value is equals to 31, 32, 33, and so forth. Because our answer here said that x is greater than 30. So the value of x is greater than 30. That's from 30 upward. That is why we're having 31, 32, 33. If you say it's less than 30, no, it's going below 30. So our answer now is what? 31, 32, 33, and so forth. So this is our answer for question example 1. So we are going to look at example 2. Let's take another example on word problem. We're going to look at example 2. Example 2 says, Ade bought X biro at 8 naira each and X plus 4 ruler at 20 naira each. He spent less than 200 naira. Form an inequality for the statement and solve it. Now, if you look at this question, we are told that Ade bought 2 items. He bought biro and he bought ruler. So now we are going to use each of those items to differentiate what Ade bought. So in that case, I'm going to say the biro costs. Go back to the question. That's why I say when you are solving one problem, you have to understand the problem in order to put it into an equation. When you understand the problem, it's easy for you to put it into an equation. So now let's go now. It says Ade bought X biro at 8 naira. So Ade bought, the cost of the biro is what? 8 naira. At what? X biro. So I'm going to put my X because he bought X biro at 8 naira. So now I'm going to each then and X plus 4 ruler at what? 20 naira. So I'm going to say the ruler costs 20 naira, just as the biro costs 8 naira at what? X. The same thing applies to what? The ruler. The ruler costs 20 naira at what? X plus 4. So that is why we are having this equation like this. So the next one I'm going to do now, I'm going to say the total cost of the biro and ruler now is going to be the total cost. The total cost will be, both of them are in naira. So I'm going to bring down my naira out. Open my bracket. 8 times x will give us what? 8x. Then come to that of ruler. This is under expansion. We are going to use the expansion method because we have some values inside the bracket. So 20 times x will give us what? Plus 20x. Plus 20 times 4 will give us what? 80. So this is the cost of the ruler and the biro. Not done yet. We will now go back to the question because it says he spent less than 200 naira. So now I'm going to bring down my cost. I'm going to remove the naira because they are all in naira. So I want to bring out my value out, which is what? 8x plus 20x plus 80. He spent less than 200. So I'm going to put my inequality sign of less than what? 200 naira. Now that I've gotten to this stage now, the next thing I'm going to do, these two are the same coefficient. We have x there, so I'm going to add it up. 8x plus 20x will give us what? 28x. Plus, now, look at this now. We have this at plus 80 is less than 200. So, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to collect, already I've done this, so I'm going to say 28x is less than, this is crossing down, the sign changes to what? Minus sign. So, I have this as well. 200 minus what? 80. This as well. 28x is less than 200 minus 80 will give us what? 120. When you get to this stage, we are going to divide both sides by 28. So I'm going to say divide both sides by 28. By 28. We have 28x all over 28 is less than 120 all over 28. 28 we cancel 28. Then let's look at what can go into 28 and at the same time go into 122 can go. So 2 divided by 28 will give us what? 14. 2 divided by 120 will give us what? 60. 2 can also go. 2 into 14 will give us what? 7. 2 into 60 will give us what? 30. Is there any other thing that can go? No. So what we have here is what? 30 all over 7. So I'm going to write our value of x, which says x. I'm going to write our value of x, which says x is less than 30 all over 7. So now, I think something can go. I mean, times 7 go into 30. We have x is less than 7 divided by 30 will give us 4. Remember 4.285, which is x is less than, when you want to approximate, less than 4.29. So this is our answer. That is, if you are putting it in decimal, if you want it to be in decimal number, but in fractional form, 7 will go into 30 4 times, remember what? 2, which is 4/2/7. So this is our answer. So now we are going to take another example. Let's take another example, example 3 on word problem. Look at another example, example 3. It says a boy bought X mango at 5 naira and 3 X oranges at 6 naira. He collected some balance from 30 naira. Find the range of value of X. So now let's go. We are going to look at what we have here. I said earlier, you have to understand the problem in order to put it into an equation. That's why it is called word problem. So now a particular boy here bought 2 items. He bought mango and oranges. So now I want to use the different items to represent the values, just like what we did in the previous example. So I'm going to write mango, the mango, because it's a particular boy that bought this item. He bought mango and oranges. So he bought mango for at what? 5 naira. X mango at 5 naira. So 5 naira. He bought the mango at 5 naira for what? X. So I'm going to put what? X. That is, a boy bought X mango at what? 5 naira. That is 5x. Then and 3x oranges at what? 6 naira. So I'm going to write oranges. The orange costs 6 naira at 6 naira for what? 3x. So as I said, 3x oranges at 6 naira. Then the other one said X mango at 5 naira. Are you getting it? So now I'm going to put my open bracket 3s. So now look how we are now going to go down to get the total cost of the mango and orange first before we go back to the question. So I'm going to write total cost will be, both of them are in naira, so I'm going to bring my naira out. Open bracket. 5 times 7 will give us what? 5x plus 6 times 3x will give us what? 18x. Then now we'll come back to the question. He said he collected some balance from 30 naira. From 30 naira, that boy collected some balance from 30 naira. So it's going to be less than, because he collected the balance from 30 naira. So in that case, I want to bring out my value as now. We are going to remove the naira sign and bring out our equal value in order to solve the equation. So we have what? 5x plus 18x is less than 30. Which is what? 30 naira, because the boy collected the balance from 30 naira, so it's going to be what? Less than 30. So when we have gotten to this stage, the next thing we are going to do, now I can see now we have arrived at an equation, so it's just for us to solve further. So these two are of the same coefficient, so we are going to add them up. So we have this now, 5x plus 18x will give us what? 23x is less than 30. The next thing is to divide both sides by what? 23. So I'm going to say divide both sides by 23. So I have 23x divided by 23 is less than 30 divided by 23. 23 will cancel 23. Is that not? So now 20. Let's look at this now. 30 divided by 23 will give us x is less than 1. Remainder 3 or 1.30. So now for us to get the value, because the question says find the range of value of what? X. So the range of value of x is equal to 0 and 1. Why do we say it's 0 and 1? Because our x is less than 1.30 and x is less than 1. So our x, the value of x is going to be the numbers that are below 1, that are less than 1. And the numbers that are less than 1 are what? 0 and 1. Remember in our previous example, the first example, we said our answer arrived at x greater than 30. And I told you that since it's greater than means that the numbers that are above 30, so that's why we have what x, the range of value for x was 31, 32, 33, and so forth. Those are the numbers that are what greater than 30. Then now look at this, the range of value for x less than 1.30. Let's use less than 1 because this, if you want to approximate, it's still going to give you 1 because this 3 is less than 5. You cannot approximate it. That also we have done approximation. So now let's look at it now that what we have there is what x is less than 1. So the values, the range of values that are less than 1 are what 0 and 1. So this becomes our final answer. So now we are going to stop at this. Hope there is no problem on word problem. If when you are given any question on one problem, understand the problem first before putting it into an equation. Once you understand the problem, it will be very easy for you to solve. So we are going to stop here in our next class. We are going to stop here in our next class. We continue from there.